So last week, I didn't know if I was going to be able to make rent. And now I've just got off a sales call with an Israeli company. Mad. I didn't, like, screw Israel, but still, like, mad. I didn't even know. See how much of a rookie I am in this. I run my door-to-door sales agency for 18 months. And, like, door-to-door sales and the scheme that we were selling is very different to speaking to these kind of big businesses, so I was nervous going into that call, but conducted the meeting, and like, because I feel so uncomfortable, and because I felt so uncomfortable on the call, I almost feel a sense of calm now, because I've been craving this feeling. Like, when you feel that pressure and that resistance, that's when you're actually growing. That's when you're learning new things and you feel overwhelmed. But I've missed this feeling because right now they've like asked me to send over an onboarding pack. I don't know if the deal's going to close. They're going to help me like spread this training course to different clients because it's the same training course that helps us generate 7 figures with our sales agency. They didn't fulfill, but still. And like, I'm sat there like writing down, send over an onboarding pack. I don't even know what that means. What do you mean send over an onboarding pack? What? So now I have to figure out what the onboarding pack is if I'm going to include pricing. And like, I made it pretty clear with what my training course does. But it's that feeling of like, I can't describe it. It's like you're going into unknown waters, unknown territory. That's how you know you're growing. And it's made me think, and it's kind of annoyed me that online there's this massive culture now of like, learn high ticket sales and you'll be rich. Learn door-to-door sales and you'll be rich. Learn e-commerce and you'll be rich. Realistically, any of those things can make anyone rich. But you're never going to succeed at them without building yourself. Without building yourself. You can put 2 identical people on one identical business model, but if one of them has put more work into himself and his character and his speaking and his discipline and his consistency, he wakes up early in the morning, he doesn't watch porn, he has overcome all of his drug addictions, he's very like in tune with his relationship with God, he's always going to beat the guy that's got none of those things. And the other guy's going to be there just like smacking his head against the wall and probably like too scared to start, and then just needs to watch another video on how high ticket sales works to make sure he can take the leap. The work always comes from the work that we do on ourselves. I didn't have to research some mad high ticket sales thing from that. I know that even if this call flops, the next call that I do will be better. Because I hold myself to a standard of excellence every day. I'm now going to review the call. I'm going to analyse what went wrong, what didn't. Because the best way to learn is through action. The more that you delay action, the more that you delay your progress because you have nothing else to base it off. And that's why I used to say so stuck year in, year out. Because the more the time you give yourself to think about things, the more time you allow for doubt to foster. The more time you allow for fear to creep in to talk you out of your decision. But the more action you take, and you feel that uncomfortable feeling, you're forced to grow. I could have crumbled on that sales call. There were so many times where I felt like, oh, I'm out of my depth. It's just a signal that you're doing the right thing. If you don't feel that, you should be worried. Genuinely. We'll never exceed our level of self-development. And the fact that I woke up at 4:30 this morning, the fact that I already hit the gym, I held myself to my standards, meant that I could go into that a lot more focused. And it's these daily habits that stack up that actually allow us to take on more challenges. So before looking at like the next business model or all of these kind of things, look at your own self. Look at your daily habits. Are you an action taker or are you a dreamer? The action starts through holding yourself to a higher standard. Did you even go to the gym today? Are you still smoking weed? Are you still just... You probably aren't smoking weed if you're watching this video, but are you still giving yourself excuses, scrolling? Have you got a family to look after? Do you want to retire your parents? These are the drivers, and then they're reinforced by our daily actions. Iron out that plan of who you want to become before you start worrying about this like concept of like this one skill or this one business model. And then whatever skill you choose to do, because you've already built the man that can focus, you've already built the man that can keep his word to himself, you've already built a bad mother flipper. You're going to fail a bunch of times, but each time you're going to get better, rather than throwing the towel in. That's how we grow as men. It's never through this airy-fairy, one-model BS. Got my lunch. Chili, a bit of bread. I earned it. And then I'm going for dinner with my parents tonight. But yeah, I felt so out of my depth on that call. And before this call, I had another call with one of the installers or clients I've been working with from our sales agency. And he expressed interest in the training course too. But before the call with him, I had no concept of the offer. I didn't know what I was offering. So he kind of just whipped me into gear a bit. And like, he proper like gave me like older brother like mentor advice, like, you don't even know what your offer is. And then he's been put off from buying it now. So that's the biggest bit of feedback I learned. That's why that was God's timing. He called me out of nowhere. I messaged him 2 weeks ago asking him if he was interested in the training systems we've got. He calls me this morning right before I'm going to have this sales call at 12, and then just gives me a whole new perspective on everything. Proper whip me into shape. He was like, why would you buy this if this? These people in this industry will screw you over. You can't offer that. I gave him like an idea of what I was presenting. He's like, no, that won't work because of this. That's the value of taking imperfect action, because if I'd have just like, I could have messed that up on a serious sales call, number one, which also would have taught me lessons. But the fact that I reached out to him 2 weeks ago and he's just come and whip me into shape now just shows like there's the time lag in the actions you took 2 weeks ago, even when you weren't sure about what you were doing, and the effect that they can have later. Because sooner or later, life's going to slap you in the face, whether that's a person, whether that's a circumstance, whatever it is. And I'm grateful that it was him that could give me more clarity on the offer. Then, after that call, I literally wrote down all of the value I can provide, all of the pricing, and I'm still not 100% sure on it, but I'm going to have to pitch it to these people, and then I'll find out. We'll see. The lesson is, just try things, bro. Just try. Stop letting analysis hold you back, and you'll progress faster than anybody else that you know. Because everyone's too scared to take action. Everyone's like, in 2 months or 2 years, I'll quit my job. You're not even promised tomorrow, bro. You aren't promised tomorrow. So take those actions today. Wake up early in the morning. Hit the gym every day. Eat high protein. Hold yourself to that standard of excellence so that your life, your business, your career follows. Keep pushing, boys. I love you.